We start today's news at noon with this shot. Wheels spinning, but that car is going nowhere. That was after a police chase that started in West Lynn and ended in Tigard. Police say a suspected bank robber tried to get away on a highway overpass that no longer existed. Thanks for joining us for today's news at noon. One bad decision by that suspect led to many others, some of them caught on camera. Here's KGW's David Mulco with a breakdown.
Dude, no way. This guy tried to run from the cops.
And maybe the first clue the coast wasn't clear in Tigard Monday afternoon, the big sign saying road closed.
Whoops. Can't go if there's no bridge, dude.
Reese Hendrick, who works nearby,
Wow.
recorded the video.
What a Monday. He's halfway off of the overpass looking at 217 like, he's Thelma and Louise. It's ridiculous.
Though this surveillance video from his store a few minutes earlier at Hall and 99W
It was insane.
shows what first captured his attention.
And all of a sudden, this car comes into the parking lot, screeching into here, and followed by a police officer.
The dark SUV careens through the parking lot. A police cruiser follows. Then the driver backs up and makes contact.
My first thought was, maybe it was a hit and run gone wrong, maybe it was a stolen car.
Nope, authorities say. It was a bank robber who stole cash at knife point around 12:30 from the Key Bank in West Lynn, trying to make his getaway.
The street is closed because they're doing an overpass restoration.
Traced by a tracker on some of the cash, and who apparently didn't have a good sense of direction.
That's an oopsie. He didn't know he was about to be taking a Sunday drive off of a off of a ramp.
He jumped out with a backpack, ran down the hill to the highway with about 20 cops with guns pulled, chasing him. They got him down there in the middle of traffic. They also found a big knife that he had with him too.
The 55-year-old now charged with robbery, reckless driving, and eluding a police officer.
Can't go across the freeway with no bridge.
David Mulco, KGW News.
All right, let's get to some other local headlines we're following this afternoon. Prosecutors have dropped charges, at least for now, against the man who allegedly sparked a free-for-all last weekend at a furniture warehouse in Northwest Portland. It happened Sunday afternoon after someone put a sign outside the building at Northwest 25th and Vaughn that very clearly said, "free." According to police, someone broke into the building and left it open for others to rummage through. The coroner's office in Cowlitz County is asking for help to identify a man whose body was found in 2021. A forensic artist drew this sketch of what the man may have looked like based on skeletal remains. The coroner's office believes the remains are those of a younger white man. They were found in a wooded area near the town of Cougar. Anyone with information is asked to call the number there on your screen. It's 360-577-3079. We also have an update on the fatal crash involving a stolen car that killed 2 people last week in Southeast Portland. This is video from the crash scene at Southeast 159th and Division. Ida B. Wells High School in Southwest Portland identified the 2 victims as Dylan Brasky and Jaden Roland Eckes. Both were sophomores who recently transferred to PCC. A third person in the car suffered life-threatening injuries and is still in the hospital. Gresham police say when they tried to stop the stolen car last Tuesday, the driver kept going and eventually crashed into another car and a utility pole. With local temperatures climbing towards triple digits later this week, officials are preaching the importance of water safety. In Cascade Locks, the Army Corps of Engineers says most water-related deaths happen either in July or in August, and the 4th of July holiday has proven to be especially dangerous.
Temperatures are really hot this year, but the water is very cold, so we get a lot of swimmers that aren't really used to the conditions that you maybe find in the river.
Number one thing is to wear your life jacket, make sure it's fitted properly. You never want to be alone recreating on the water. Make sure you always have a buddy, or even if it's just you and another fisherman who don't know each other, kind of just introduce yourself and say, hey, look out for me, I'll look out for you.
The Port of Cascade Locks recently set up these free life jacket stations at the Marine Park Beach and at the boat launch. All All right, before we get to what is shaping up to be an extremely hot holiday weekend, Chris, we do have a pretty nice day to get through today.
We do, and we are enjoying that, right? This is the live look from our Wells Fargo sky camera. The cloud cover, as expected, breaking up as we roll into the noon hour. We're up to 67 degrees last check at PDX. The freezing level this morning up just shy of 15,000 feet, and it will get higher over the next couple of days. Cloud cover peeling away from the coast as well. You can see Cascade Head off in the distance from Lincoln City. It's 70 degrees now in Lincoln City, by the way. We'll switch gears and take you out to the Dalles. You see the tree being buffeted there by those gusty west winds once again in the Dalles, up over 35 miles an hour with those wind gusts. The sky clearing across northwest Oregon and southwest Washington today, that marine layer pulling back. And that means we're in store for a mostly sunny afternoon pretty much statewide. So the next couple of hours look and will feel gorgeous and will probably be the nicest weather that we will have over the next 7 to 10 days, with temperatures inching into the mid to upper 70s late this afternoon. So that's kind of the good news. And then the bad news. Tomorrow's kind of a transitional day, and then we get into Thursday and beyond. The Weather Service has an excessive heat watch in effect starting at noon on the 4th of July. That's Thursday, and it runs clear through Sunday evening. So that's 4 days of high heat and 3 days of really high heat, I think, in our forecast coming up. We'll take a look at that part of our outlook in just a few minutes. Drew?
All right, Chris, we'll check back in with you here in about 10 minutes. Meanwhile, OHSU announced a second round of layoffs impacting nearly 300 jobs. This announcement comes after the hospital system had already slashed 140 positions last month. OHSU's board also passed a $5.5 billion budget on Friday, a budget that includes eliminating more than 500 positions, so even more layoffs are expected. The Oregon Nurses Association confirms that 22 nurses in the Connected Care Center and other specialty units are among the workers getting pink slips. An OHSU spokesperson, meanwhile, says that job cuts will also impact a lot of administrative roles and that the hospital system actually plans to add more than 500 patient-facing jobs. In a statement, OHSU said its current financial position requires, quote, difficult choices. The layoffs are expected to start on August 30th. The future of a local food business is up in the air after a huge fire in North Portland last week. KGW's Alma McCarty talked to the owner of Umi Organic, who says the loss of this North Portland noodle factory leaves her at a loss.
1 week ago, more than 90 Portland firefighters battled the flames coming from inside Shin Shin Foods on North Thompson Street. Called in as a grease fire, officials say it burned for hours, filling the sky with smoke.
It really breaks my heart to see this happen to them.
And filling nearby neighbors and business partners with dread.
I knew, I could just tell where it was. We reached out immediately to our staff and friends there and learned that everyone was safe. But it was already such a big fire.
Lola Milholland owns Umi Organic.
I wanted to start the business to make a noodle from here, sourced from here, that was really for this region.
One of their biggest customers, public school districts across the state.
It's been a wonderful thing to be part of, and it's just going to get better.
And helping Umi Organic achieve that vision, Shin Shin Foods.
We are their only organic product. We did all the sourcing, we did recipe development with them. But they had already the capacity with the machinery that we would never be able to afford.
Following this fire, Lola says their connected futures are uncertain, though there's a real possibility her business could close its doors for good.
It's a possibility. But I guess I'm in the scenario planning phase. I think it's not an inevitability.
Next week, Umi Organic will host an open house, selling what's left of their inventory and donating what remains. Unable to continue making their noodles for the time being, but supporting their partner, Shin Shin Foods, however they can.
The community of Portland has their back, and they have our back, so I've felt that strongly.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.